That's right. Okay, we are live, and this is the last broadcast of this year's Little Treasure event. This is a fantastic Little Treasure event, the Time Out Watch Fair. And right now on the macro shot, I have a leather strap. We have this leather guy here, and that's a Shell Cordovan strap. He had all kinds of leather here, samples. You looked at some of the samples. Get a little further away. You looked at some of the samples. What do you think about the Leatherman?
He brought a lot of samples, and I'm learning a lot of them, of the leather and all kinds of leather straps, and I'm actually interested, but
and he had a hide from an alligator there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit from the mic, just a little bit. Good, that's good. He had a hide from an alligator, and he was going over all the different sections of it and all that.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So, and now Steve's coming over. Now you stand back here, Bree. All right, let's get a watch on here. Come on in, Steve. We are. Yes, we are live.
Okay, I got.
So let me get a watch.
Okay.
You want to put this on the macro?
No, I want to do it in a different order.
Okay.
I'm going to do the new seasons.
Okay.
And let's start with.
And by the way, the Vermont and Omega guys both agreed to shuttle watches over via Bree when we run out of these watches. So they've already agreed to do that if we need to.
Okay, so I need to unwrap these.
And this is live television, folks. Let us know how many watches sold at the event, which brand sold the most. We'll ask Steve that from Bill Woods. Bill Woods asking a question. How many watches sold at the event? Which brand sold the most?
I don't know that yet. I have not been watching.
We don't have the data. We will have it. We will have it
soon.
We're
going to publish that, but
okay.
Okay, so everybody wants to know everything. Okay, so this is part of the new seasons collection, and beautiful piece, and GMT. Got it?
I'm working on it.
So this is a GMT high beat, and those of you in the know, there was an original Four Seasons produced, and this is the new one that has come out. And so spring, green dial, and gold accents, and a high beat movement. Last year's spring was a spring drive and with a pig dial. So which is still
roughly the size on this one.
I think it's like 40, a little over 40, or 30, 39 and a half.
It's got a nice case shape.
Yeah.
It looks like it shapes around the wrist very nicely.
Yeah. So SBGJ 251.
Yep. Beauty. All right. Next piece. Get the next piece in place here, and then we'll cut back.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep, this is terrific. This is the SBGJ 249. The summer.
Let me just put that one in my pocket.
Put
that one.
Yeah. Well, let me take that wallet out of your pocket when you do that.
Steve's really good at getting the wallet. Okay. Let me just.
Okay.
I'm going to focus this first.
You got to change the.
Look at that.
Okay,
Look at that
this,
dial. Look at the texture.
Represents the ripples on Lake Sua, which is outside of the factory, the workshop where this watch is made. And beautiful rendition, one of the outstanding pieces in the collection right now, in my opinion.
And I'll tell you, none of the photography does these justice. You have to see these in person. This thing is stunning. Absolutely
Even fake
stunning.
photography.
Absolutely stunning. Stunning purse. Macro shots today. Macro. This is macro at 4. Macro at 4. Mm-hmm. And let's get back to the other cameras here, and then we'll get the next one online.
Okay,
Steve,
so
are you gonna unwrap it? Are you good? Here,
unwrap.
Here.
And
I'm gonna have to focus it.
So coming up next is the autumn in the series of the new season's collection, and it is a spring drive, and it has a black dial which is very subtly textured. I'm not sure any of that is coming through in this shot, but for me it's the winner of this round of seasons. It's a drop dead stunner on the wrist, but again it's very subtle.
I just love the gold accents that we're getting on that. We have a couple of questions. Outstanding watch face, is that, and we have also a question, is that a limited edition?
No, it's not a limited edition.
Okay, and
Okay, but
thanks.
almost everything Grand Seiko is limited availability nowadays.
Thanks, Steve, for the presentation.
Okay, thanks for watching, Tim. I appreciate it very much.
Okay, what do we have next?
Okay, next is SBGE 269. This is the winter, and this represents the snowfield outside of the watch studio where these are made. This is also a spring drive.
Are all these pieces in stock?
Yes. We have just about everything in stock. And that is looks like fine snow. And again, the photography may not do it justice, but it's a lovely piece.
You have to come out here and see these watches in person. You really do. Little Treasury, littletreasury.com. Let's cut back to us.
Okay, so here is coming up a huge crowd pleaser. This is the
drum roll, please. Drum roll, please.
Yep. So this is a manual wind spring drive, SBGY 007, fabulous dress watch, and it has the same movement as Craig's favorite piece, SBGY 002.
I'm going to leave it on the close-up there for a second so they can just see that second hand just gliding across the dial.
Yep.
And now you see the shape of that case. And what I like about it on my 002 is the watch just fits. It hugs the wrist. It hugs it just right around, and it just glides on my wrist like it's not even there. It's like it's a hovercraft.
Right.
It's just there. And I've talked several times on the show about possibly just wearing the 002 all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And, they talk about, well, the gold is soft as butter and all this stuff. Well, we demonstrated yesterday a solid gold Grand Seiko was slammed onto the asphalt.
And then what happened with that?
And it held up fine. It got a couple little dings.
Oh, it did get dinged.
Got a couple little dings.
They could be polished out.
It got a couple little dings, but nothing that a steel watch wouldn't have gotten.
Right.
So, but this one's steel, and this one you get all the benefit of the 002 at a fraction of the cost.
Turn it over.
It's got a deployant clasp. It's got a, you can see the movement there. Now it does have the plastic, but you can see that movement. It is just a stunner all the way around. I can attest to that. So there you go, folks.
Yeah.
Deployant
clasp.
clasp.
Called the Omiwatari.
And the deployant clasp. All right, next.
Okay, final piece in the collection from Grand Seiko today. By no means exhaustive of our collection that we have right now, and this is the Birch high beat, very desirable piece.
Wow.
And
I tell you, every time I see one of these watches, all right, can I take it in here for a moment? I can't fathom somebody buying a Rolex over this piece. I just can't. And I know I talk about it too much on the channel, but you got to see them. You got to see the way the light plays off of these indices. Let's get it in the macro shot here. And I'm going to focus this before I switch to it. And again, I'm close, nice and tight on that dial, just to see some of that texture to the dial. And see that high beat, how it's very smooth, not as smooth as a spring drive, but very smooth, all those extra ticks. And very robust piece, accurate piece. Can't go wrong with that one. Grand Seiko. Let me get
This
the exposure.
particular specimen is sold, and there is a wait for the subsequent pieces. So very high demand, and they're coming out in dribs and drabs.
Now,
I would
this
say.
particular piece is sold.
Yeah, we have a list of people who've pre-ordered, and once the show is over, the next person. Yeah. So for this, you really have to get on the list.
And are you GS Rocks? That's a comment from Brief Fit Dance. Okay, so you got your frappe on? Can you bring your frappe over here? I want to compare because Steve's is, let's up a little higher. Steve's is rose and mine is yellow, but they're very similar. It's not a lot of
very
rose.
light rose.
But yours does look a little bit richer. It has a little bit of a slightly richer look.
Because it's got a little more patina on it.
A little more patina, yeah.
Yeah, the yellow gold's still very shiny.
Yeah.
If I put this in the electrostatic cleaner, it'll shine
It would
up
look like
again.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I like it like this.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear mine more.
It's toned down a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear mine more.
So these are the Grand Seikos that we have. I don't know if we have anything else cute.
Bree, why don't you go over and get a Vermont real quick? And we'll show that. And we're going to do a couple more. Let's see. It's 10 after 4. Can we go another 10 minutes?
10 minutes is about it. I'm about ready to drop.
Another 10 minutes of macro. You guys asked for macro. We're giving you macro. We give you what you asked for on the channel. And I have to tell you, I've been here for 2 days at the event. Unofficially, 3 days, because we did a test broadcast on Thursday, and thank God we still had some issues to work out, but we got them worked out. And so I've been here for 2 days of the official event, and I have to tell you that you have to come to this event. You know the wide shot? There we go.
We're winding down.
You have to come. You have to come to the next event. This is becoming a do not miss event in the Mid-Atlantic region.
Okay, thank you.
In the Mid-Atlantic region, and a lot of people actually come from out of town, actually fly in from all over the country to come to this event. This is a destination jeweler, and not only for this event, but they're a destination jeweler in the Mid-Atlantic region, period. Let me get a watch. We've got a watch from Brianna. And this is the next watch. This feels very solid.
So Tom Hardy in the movie Venom is wearing this watch.
Okay. Vermont Alt 1 P2 Jet DLC. Okay, take a look at this.
Okay,
Did
and
you
then
see
we're
the
gonna
movie Venom?
Okay, and again, we're zoomed in, and it's going to pop out here in a second, but I wanted you to see that close shot. And very solid watch. What is this one made of?
That's steel with a DLC coat.
DLC
it's
coat.
A very, very smooth, great feeling piece.
Heavy duty.
Yeah, but the finish almost feels like Bakelite or something like that. Just
now,
very,
is Vermont, are they known for rugged watch?
Oh, super rugged. Yes, their steel watches are super hardened, 5 times harder than the R. word watch is finished.
Okay, gotcha.
And they're all, everything's a certified chronometer that they make. And designed for rugged wear.
And that strap is real thick, and it says it's leather. That's a real thick leather.
Yeah, look at it. It's a piece of meat. If you hold it sideways, you'll see. And we sell those as aftermarket straps for other brands. As a matter of fact, Vermont has some really fabulous straps makers.
All right. I'll tell you what. That's a beefy watch. You can send that back to them and get another one.
Okay.
We got another 5 minutes worth of watches coming your way, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Also, my personal wear.
Okay.
This is what I'm wearing lately. So that's the watch I've been wearing for the last 6 months. That is a Grand Seiko SBGC 205. It's a titanium chronograph.
Beautiful gold accents.
Yeah, it sort of works on my bracelet, so I like it for that reason. And I also like it that it has those extra long pushers. I really like the look. It's a little edgy. It's not your conventional look.
How does it feel on the wrist?
It's very interesting that I was talking to a customer the other day, and I was talking about the watch. I said, "I'll show it to you," and I said, "Oh, I forgot I took it off in the office." And I looked down; it was on my wrist. So it's for a pretty substantial watch in titanium. It's very surprisingly light.
Disappears on the wrist.
Well, you just picked it up. What do you think?
It feels strong but light. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it is.
It has the strength of steel, but it's feather light. It's just amazing, and it's that grade 5 titanium with the high polish. It looks like steel. It looks like a stainless steel.
Yeah, but very pleasant watch to wear and own.
All right, and
the last watch. Okay, so we have another one from Vermont. They just sent over from the showcase, and we had shown earlier a gray-colored MB2 Martin Baker 2 series, and this is their super rugged watch. The movement is mounted on rubber shock absorbers, essentially, and it does get tested by being ejected in an actual ejection seat by the Martin Baker Company, which is nearby the headquarters of Vermont over in England. And my wife and I actually visited the Martin Baker plant and talked with Mr. Martin about the rugged testing they do on these. And one of the pieces from Vermont that they blasted up 12 times and it's still keeping good time. And it's an extremely tough test.
Okay, so we've got a couple of comments to wrap things up. We've got sporting my SBGA 401. What are you fellas sporting? I've got the SBGY 002 18 karat gold stunner. We'll cut back to us. That's what I have on wrist. And Steve, we just showed.
I just showed his close-up SBGC 205.
And that is the chronograph, and it's got the gold accents.
And
it's
titanium.
A spring drive, titanium. I mean, that's the whole kitchen sink in that one.
Right, and there are very different model variations of this, all steel, for instance.
But that's kind of the top of the line one, right?
There's a new one that we're just going to stock for this year. It's not out yet, and it has gold pushers and gold bezel.
Okay.
Yep. So that's about twice the price.
That one's coming out.
Yeah.
Tim says it looks very busy there and an exciting event. And let's see, Robert, I'm wearing my Seiko 62 Mass Patty version, whatever that is. And then Bill Wood's in the house. SBGP 015 9F stunner on my wrist.
Great.
Bill Woods. So he might get the last word. And thank you for putting on a marvelous event.
Yep.
It's a lot of work that you guys put into the event.
And thank you for making it possible for our friends abroad and throughout the country to see it as well.
Some folks can't make it. They just can't
Right.
make it
Well,
here, and we understand, and that's why we do
Yeah.
the live stream.
So thank you, everybody, for joining in with us.
And Steve will ship watches in some circumstances, so contact him if there's something you need, and he'll work with you. He wants to satisfy your needs. He wants to take care of you, and he's famous for that. So, Steve, can I give out your email?
Sure.
Steve at littletreasury.com. Steve at littletreasury.com, and he'll hook you up. Thanks for watching. We're going to cut back to that close-up shot one more time, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up. This will be it for this show. Same time next year. We'll see you guys.
Yay.